Six of Swords as your underlying energy. This is kind of a week where you kind of move on. You're moving on from something that has been very difficult. It could be literal travel. This is the journey card. I always call it the journey card. That's an emotional or inner journey as well. Or it could be an actual literal journey that we take. But the whole point of it is whether we're doing it internally or physically, we are moving away from a difficult situation. But we take with it what we've learned from that situation. I always see that because the swords are always in the boat with them. They haven't left them behind. So that's whatever they've gotten from that situation, they take them with them. Now, always think, what's the difficult situation? Well, we have the Five of Swords that comes up before the Six, right? And could have been some conflict, some argument. That's how I always look at the cards. Like, what is the energy that this is a progression from? And it's a progression from someone who's pretty ruthless, who may have not stopped at anything to get what they want. Maybe you're done with it. Now, the problem is, I say problem, but where you are right now, the focus on what it's on, I think you know what you're leaving behind because we see their backs, right? So we know this is what they're leaving behind. But have a look at the horizon. What is there? We don't even know. There's a kind of vague idea, a bit of land there. Where are they headed? Do you know where you're headed? So this can come up, especially with this kind of energy. It's almost as if I know what I don't want, but I don't really know what I want. I don't really know where I'm headed right now. So we have that energy coming up. And this might be the week where you figure that out. Now, you have 3 cards here that kind of indicate that. So we have those 2, which talk about being done with something. Then we have the Four of Cups. And this is how I know that you don't really know where you want to go. Because the Four of Cups has 3 cups in it. And those, have a look. I always say, if she was even remotely interested in a single one of those cups, she'd reach out and take them. She wouldn't be sat there like that. And that's you. Whatever options you're considering. So whether that's I want to leave work, I want to leave this relationship, or I'm done with the way things are in this house, I want to change them. Whatever options you're considering as a remedy, I don't think any of them appeal to you just yet. But don't worry. We have a 4th one coming in. This option here. And that's the one you truly want. That's the one you don't see as well. That's the problem here. You don't see it. That is the Ace of Cups for me that comes in. So the 3 of Cups here, the 3 cups here, this might be that you don't have the support to do what you want to do. You don't have, the 3 of Cups, and I do see it that. I see this as the 3 of Cups and the Ace of Cups together in the 4 of Cups. And the whole point of Fours is nothing's really changing. It's as much as you're mentally, emotionally done with the situation, whatever it is, I don't think you know how to fully fix it just yet. You're not sure. All right, I know I don't like this, but what the hell do I like? It's that kind of energy. And like I said, it's because you're I always say this is trying to put square pegs in round holes. They don't fit, and they don't fit for you. You're not interested in them. You're feeling stuck. Now, for some of you, this is the reason you're done. The reason is this. Because the 4 of Cups can indicate maybe the Ace of Cups is a new beginning in love, right? Someone's offered that. Could be you, could be someone else, right? It's a general reading, so the energies can go both ways. But someone's offered love, and the other person's like, nah, I don't know. Maybe they're looking at other options. Maybe they want to friend zone it. They're not sure. This is that kind of energy. And you're just done waiting. You're like, well, if it's taking you that long, you have to think about what I've offered. And same goes for you. If you have to think about what someone else has offered you, is that really what you want? That's the energy that's coming up here with that 4 of Cups. But it is a stuck energy. This is feeling stuck in a rut. But I always see that hope of the 4th. Why is this not being seen? Why is it that 4th magical, beautiful cup that's coming in, why is it not being seen? So sometimes this can be, especially with that Page of Swords that flew out for you when I was shuffling. Has someone sent a message and not received it? Does this person think, well, I sent that message, no one's responded to it, or, that person hasn't even reached out to me. Maybe they have, and that message has just been lost. So it feels like there's clarity needed here. There are more options available than the ones you're considering. That's the main thing I'm getting from that. And the thing is, though, we have the King of Pentacles coming up as the pastoral foundation energy. He's beautiful energy. We have 2 kings here. They're pretty solid and they're pretty stable. And him coming up as the pastoral foundation, and remember, this can be last week, last month, last year. It only shows us where we've been. We have to know where we've been to know where we're going. That's just basic. I always find people who don't want to look at the past, who are just like, yeah, I don't care, it's done. It's like, all right, you will for sure be revisiting that because your aversion to the past is so strong. you will for sure be revisiting that. So I would say just deal with it now. Just look at it and try to understand what you need to, so you don't have to come back and deal with that again, right? With the King of Pentacles coming up here, this is Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Doesn't have to be one of those signs. You know, they just lend their energies. The signs don't own the cards. What do we know about the King of Pentacles? Where he's very business savvy, he's very traditional, he's very stable. You know, he's very hardworking and he provides. He's a self-made man. He knows how to create great abundance. He's very traditional as well. That's the other thing. And that talks about doing things the right way. Pentacles is always, it's the tangible representations of security and stability. So he can offer that. He can offer, you know, he earns good money. He has a good home. He has all of this stuff. That's what the King of Pentacles offers. So maybe you felt like that. I get the sense that for some of you, you've built something or you've become something. This could be your job. You know, you've become someone in your job, or you are very committed to the relationship that you're in. Whatever it is, you were King of Pentacles about it. Traditional. I'm in this. I'm going to take care of this. Is that kind of energy. Or for some of you, this is the person that you're done with. Whether that's your boss, whether that's the person that you work for, you know, a friend, a lover, whatever. Did he become too stuck in his ways? What is the problem here? Is he the one that's been ignoring this? He's too busy working, so he hasn't noticed the offer of love on the table. Is that you? But whatever it is that's going on here, he's in the past. He's the foundation here. This is what's being left behind, this King of Pentacles energy, however that plays out for you in your life. So we have the Eight of Cups here. So have a look. We have two sets of cards where people have their backs turned and they're just walking away. Done. Now the six, as much as we say moving away from a difficult situation or leaving something behind, this is mentally done. This is emotionally done. And the Eight of Cups, it's people see it as painful, or that, you know, why would it be painful? If you're emotionally done with something, it doesn't even call to you at any kind of emotional level. That's why it's so easy for her to walk away from these 8 cups. She must have spent a lot of time putting these 8 cups together. And she's like, no, you know, they don't mean anything to me. That's why she can just leave them under the moonlight and walk off. It doesn't mean anything to you. And that's big to understand that, you know, this doesn't even call to you at an emotional level anymore. Whatever it is, you're indifferent. There's an indifference in the 8 of Cups. At an emotional level, it doesn't mean anything to you. Now, that doesn't mean you actually leave a situation behind, but it means you're done with the current incarnation of it. The way it is right now, you don't want that. The options being presented to you, you don't want them. Every single card here is like, do not want, do not want, do not want. What? And then I'm like, okay, Scorpio, so what do you want? And that's when you're like, I don't know that yet. And that's okay not to know that yet. The first step is to figure out what you don't want. That requires faith. Too often, why I love the 8 of Cups is too often people will stay with the 8 cups because they think, well, that's all I'm ever going to get. Even though I want a 9th cup, I want that magical cup coming in. That would be the 9 of Cups then, your wish card, your heart's desire. I'll just make do with what I have because I don't have faith that I can have the 9th cup. But you can have the 9th cup. And you realize that. That's the whole point of the 8 of Cups here. Do you have the faith to just leave it behind and think, well, I deserve more than this? Or to say to someone that, look, I'm not happy in this situation. You want to keep me in this job? You want to keep me in this relationship? We need to change things. But I think you're not saying it or doing it yet because it's then you have to say, well, you know, if you said that to me, if you said, Jay, I'm not happy with the way things are, I'll be like, okay, well, what do you want then? And you're, I don't know yet. You will know. Why? Because you have the King of Swords coming up. King of Swords. And the King of Swords, it's air energy, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but very logical energy. He has the answers. He has the answers. He's open to communicating. He's figuring things out. He knows everything just about. He's the advisor, the consultant. They're both, you know, I always see the kings as advisors. This would be more like business advisor, tax advisor, that kind of person. He knows how to make more money. He knows about money. This is the consultant, the lawyer. You know, he has that kind of expertise. So maybe you're looking at your options and you don't know, and it's saying that you need to go ask someone else and you change your advisor, the person that gives you advice on this. For others of you, I kind of feel like this is you knowing yourself. This is the week where you go, you might have known for a while this is not working, whatever it is. Not happy with it. Or you've done as much as you can to build it up, whatever it is that you're working on. But you've not known, like there's that sense of frustration, like, okay, well, I want more growth, but I don't know how to get more growth. None of these options look satisfying. And so that could be an advisor who comes in and tells you, but you know, whatever happens here with the King of Swords, you do know. What's the advice? The advice is baby steps. Knight of Pentacles says, keep moving forward. There is movement in all of these cards. Think about it. They're moving away. This person that's movement as well. And he moves. Even though he's said to be the slowest knight, he still moves. Might be slowly, but he does it. It's about looking at the details of the situation. It's about how much work are you willing to put into this? You know, is every step taken carefully? It's not about rushing around. There's nothing hasty here. And that's what I love about this. You're not being hasty. You're not being hasty. But it is very much about this week. Can you come out and just say it? Because he's very communicative. I'm going to cough. 1 second. No, I've got a really horrible cough. And I've had like loads of hot tea with honey and all sorts of... Just try not to wheeze and cough, splutter through readings. I'm sorry about that. But with the King of Swords coming up here, it's about standing in your truth, guys. Knowing what your truth is. And I feel like that's what's been lacking here. You haven't fully figured out the next steps in all of this. What is the truth? Hearing the truth, speaking the truth. If you've made an offer to someone and they haven't accepted it, this might be, well, hey, what the hell's going on? Why don't you accept it? Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. There's going to be more. No, I'm good. So yeah, you know, what's going on? This is calling someone out. He's not afraid to speak his truth. But you have to know your own truth first. And I think that's been the kind of sticky point here. If you don't know what you want, how can you go and confront someone about what they want, right? But you figure it out. This is the week that you have the energy, the opportunity to figure it out. It does require work. It's going to require steady progress. Maybe it even involves taking a step back. You know, this could be where you've been the King of Pentacles in a job. Now you're going back to being a knight. But it gets you to where you want to be. In a relationship, right? That if you... Oh gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know what... Such a dry, chesty cough I've got. With the King of Pentacles coming out, it may be that, you know, you felt that solid in relationships. It's about taking a step back a little bit. Putting in some extra work to make it work, to take it to another level, to take it to a different cycle, right? Because there's change needed here. Not needed externally because you want it. Boredom, apathy, stuck. Not like, do not want. I want to get away from this. I'm mentally done with it. I'm emotionally done with it. Take a chance on love. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. And have a look at this. What does it look like? Right? They're in a boat and they're moving towards that. But so that's advice there. Move towards what you love. Move towards what you love. And it feels like a chance. It feels like a chance. And maybe that's why you're not looking at that cup. That's love, right? The new Ace of Cups that's coming in. But if it's a risk, you might think, well, I don't know if I want to do that. I'll just try to make do with the safe options in front of me. But they don't call to you. They don't appeal to you, Scorpio. You know that. So this is a change in the wind. And it's when we can sense the storms coming, right? We know that there's some kind of storms coming. And that can be frightening. But it's needed. The storm comes and it clears the air. And this looks strange because I think whoever got this before, they got the King of Swords too. I don't know. It may just be piecing them together. But that's very kind of similar energy here. He's going to clear the air. He's going to say what needs to be said. Decide what needs to be decided. He has the answers. And but I always think of the hard part of a change in the wind. It's like the Tower, but a lesser version because you kind of sense it's coming. And sometimes the idea of something, you know, worries us more. Think about it though. If you've had a long hot summer, we've had bloody heat wave upon heat wave in London. It's been awful. But when that sky changes and you kind of sense it and the storm's coming, and it might be, oh no, you know, a storm's coming, but then it's also needed. It's much needed. And that's what this feels like. A change in the wind is needed because it's not about getting stuck with 8 cups that you don't want. I don't care if you've got 100 cups. If you don't want any of them, they don't mean anything to you. Sorry, I'm hitting the mic there. You know, they don't mean anything to you. So it says, dear you, uncertainty is the new normal for the whole world. Things are changing at a rapid pace and the old ways we once trusted are no longer reliable. But leaving the familiar behind, yep. Leaving the familiar behind can be a good thing. When you are pushed to step into the unknown, you're pulled forward into discovering new possibilities that have been hidden in plain sight. Check in with your higher power. Your soul knows better than your small self. Have faith in the support of a higher power and the infinite potential for your life. Right now, the advice we have for you is this. Try something new. Do something different. You won't know how it feels, what it looks like, or what the outcome will be if you do not take that first step into the unknown and experience the unfamiliarity. You'll be so glad you did, because the treasure will appear. We're so proud of you for being brave. You are so loved and so supported. And guys, I'm going to say this to you. Are you really stuck? Is it that you truly don't know what it is that you want? Or is it that you know what you want, but it feels like too big of a risk to want that? So you're trying to decide on something else, but your heart knows what it wants, right? Take a chance on love. Do this. Is it going to be a storm in your life? Is that why you're dissatisfied, but you're not ready to make that shift? It will happen. King of Swords coming in. There's some massive truths coming in. Conversations, maybe decisions that need to be made. He's just the guy to do it. He's just the person to do it. So I love that. You know, he's not going to sit. You can't make this guy pick one of the cups that he wants. And also, but the thing with him is he can be cold and emotionally detached. So, you know, this is about doing what's best for everyone in the situation. Because then, and if I feel that's you. Why? Because you're emotionally done with whatever it is. Emotionally done. But step forward, Scorpio, because it feels like something is building, and that's a change in the wind. And you know that. I think you know that. There wouldn't be a lot of this kind of like, I just want to get the hell out of here or change it. I'm done with this. You know what you're done with. So what is the next step?